ladies, I'm Amanda Hill and I am going to be covering how to host a Zoom class today. To start with, you're going to want to download the Zoom app and set yourself up an account. You'll be able to put together and schedule the classes or Zoom calls that you're going to have out for the entire month that you're going to create a private link for. There's different options when you're setting it up to keep them private. You can have your guests wait in a waiting room and you can admit them, or you can give them a security code to enter the room. It will give you a private Zoom link that it creates once you set the date and time for your class. And this is what you'll want to provide to the women who say they want to come to the class that you're hosting. At the time of your class, I usually will get on to that link that I sent everyone. And I usually get on maybe 3 or 4 minutes before so that I'm in place as the women start to come in. Usually I just welcome everybody. I kind of chit chat, get to know them a little bit, and I will start my class very promptly at about 2 or 3 minutes after, because I think women show up and they want to get a lot out of the time that they're going to be spending with you. So I don't want them to spend too much time idly not learning anything. So I'll kind of start it out a little bit slow, introduce myself, which then gives women more time to come in. But usually at about 5 minutes after, I'm into the groove of the class and we're starting to talk about the topic that we've created for this class. Within Team Jacob University, we have many different templates in order for you to host our classes and parties on your Facebook channel, your Instagram channel, and many more. The templates are amazing, so I'm sure there's plenty you can pick from in order to hit your own vibe and keep that creativity going. But with a Zoom class, we have to do things a little bit differently. But here's what I like about a Zoom class. I love the intimacy and the connection that you can create with your customers on a really live basis, just like video on here. So with a Zoom class though, we don't have the availability to do templates in the class itself. So really you're going to be breaking down your Zoom classes into different topics like contouring classes, how to place different contour on different face shapes, or maybe a skincare class, even an eyeshadow class. Like, the possibilities for this are endless. So really be creative in coming up with different ways that you can teach intimate topics with your customers. The way that I like to promote Zoom classes is I particularly work with Canva a lot, but there are many other options that have templates that are readily available and free, like Unfold, VSCO. There's many different ways that you can create different graphics in order to promote and push your Zoom class. I like to promote mine on my different social media channels like Instagram or Facebook, and I start a few weeks in advance and start promoting the class that I'm going to be teaching, and I allow women to DM me to reserve a spot in my intimate, limited availability class. The reason I like to keep them pretty small, and when I say pretty small, no more than 10 for me. You can host them bigger, but if you've ever been to one of our Zoom classes before where we've had hundreds of you guys on there, you can see that it gets really overwhelming and we don't really allow for a lot of commentary back and forth except for in the chat box, which can be okay, but it does produce more success for you if you keep your classes a little bit smaller so that the women have a more one-on-one connection with you and the availability to raise their hand and actually ask you questions live. So it goes really well if you do take that time. Plus, when they're intimate and it's people that you're comfortable with, it's a lot easier to help and give advice and be the kind of artist that they really want to connect with and trust for any upcoming purchases in the future. Let's say that we're going to host a contour class. So here's the very first thing I would do. I would go into Canva myself and I would create myself a series of graphics in which I could post to start promoting the different types of contour placement that I was going to be working with and inviting women to join. I sometimes will create a form that they can fill in and sign up for. If you don't want to do that extra work, it's just as easy to have them DM you or say that they want to come to reserve their spot, because remember, we're working with limited small classes. As an artist grow, you're going to see that you need to have more options and you need to have more variety in which your customers can connect with you on a very authentic basis. So that's why it's great to really mix up what you're doing. Usually for my Zoom classes, I do not give away prizes per se, but you can just really be creative with that. But I think the real prize when we're doing a Zoom class is that one-on-one connection and that availability to really get to learn from you and speak with you one-on-one. Make sure that you still have a party link set up and ready to go for your customers that are ready to order. And I would also invite your customers to even bring along the product that they might have in order to work along with you if you're going to be doing any sort of demonstration. I love to host skincare classes, and I will often do those at night to make sure your lighting is pretty good for those type of situations. But it's really great to be able to work through how you as an artist use the skincare and even show maybe a few other products that you use along with it. Eye creams, serums, anything like that. I think customers really connect on a great basis when they can see that you also use other products and you recommend other brands and other things to work along with it. So those are just really great tips. I think that it would be really fun for you guys to leave a comment in the post below where you guys can share different topics for your Zoom classes. Skincare, bronzing, eyeshadows, there's so many possibilities, even showing how to clean and use your brushes with the brush cleaner itself. You guys probably will come up with some really great options as well, so drop those in the comments for all the future artists to kind of have a look at as well. Be sure that you have really good lighting, make sure your camera lens is wiped off, and try to shoot for a time to be a little bit more free from distractions because you are going to be live and communicating with your clients. Usually we'll set these parties up a week in advance just so that I don't lose the interest of them and I set them too far out. You really want to keep them kind of fast moving. The other thing about Zoom classes is I try to keep them at 20 minutes to 30 minutes. I never go past 30 minutes teaching a live Zoom class. I think that it gives you a lot more traction and it gives you a lot more attention span if you can keep it within that smaller period of time. Even less time is great as well, but that seems to be kind of the sweet spot that I have found with using Zoom classes over the last few years. Okay, well, I hope that this has given you some insight on ways that you can monetize and enhance your business and your customer service. I think that these are really the most important parts of your business, and creating that one-on-one authentic connection with your clients is really going to go far. So try to incorporate this into your monthly sales at least once a month and give it a try. See how it does for you. Thanks, guys. Bye.